Keith, not a bad afternoon out there. In terms of this storm we've been following, it looks like it's mostly rain at this point?
Along the coast, I think we'll see largely rain. There will be snow inland. I just don't think there's a lot of moisture to work with here. That's the biggest thing. It's like there's not a lot of upside.
Yeah.
You know, which people said about me when I was hired. Nobody listened.
I have nothing to say.
No comment.
Not much upside. Let's have a look outside. High temperature today, 36, 40 in Sanford for a high. Our average high, up to 37. So it starts to get less and less unusual to pop a couple of 40s, but it still feels nice when it happens, especially when we correspond that with some sunshine. All right, our next system, as I put it, in air quotes, storm here, it doesn't look very organized, and it's not going to. It's an area of moisture into the Ohio Valley and another area that's up into upstate New York, but these two don't phase well together or join well together, and that's why we don't have a bigger system to talk about. So for most of us, the first half of tonight is dry. We'll see some snow showers, though, into western Maine and perhaps into York County later on this evening. This is 11 o'clock tonight. Along the coast, temperatures are going to be really borderline right off the bat here, freezing. It has to do with the upper levels and mid levels of the atmosphere, though. So we'll start either as a little bit of light rain or some wet snow, but I think we change over relatively quickly to rain along the coastline. That rain snow line doesn't go all that far inland, though, and what we see on the north side of that is some periods of snow here. This is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. It's snowing into the foothills, into the White Mountains of New Hampshire. But notice that this thing moves out really quickly, and there's not a whole lot of total moisture. So this is 2 o'clock. We're over to rain showers. Lewiston's 41, Freiburg's 41. Anything that's left back here will be rain, and then we move it out by tomorrow night, and that's the end of it. So basically what we're looking at is a short duration event in which temperatures are marginal. So the two things put together means that you're not going to get a whole lot of snow out of this. I went from 1 to 3 to 1 to 2. Maybe we're getting cute there, but I just don't think there'll be that many threes. Probably not many at all. So it makes more sense to set that boundary. Higher terrain might get a couple of threes in the ski areas, for example. And then under an inch over to rain along the coastline, under an inch across northern Maine in general. Quiet over the weekend, bright. The snow should stick around, whatever we get. But our pattern warms up into mid next week. We're in the 40s Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday into the 50s, but likely with wind and showers. So it's not necessarily, when you hear like 55, you have a certain picture in your head, and that's probably not what we're going to get there mid next week. The overall trend into early March, guys, not especially cold. Very much anomalously warm is what it looks like at this time. I put watching front on Thursday because if that front can hang for one more day, then we have a chance to get to the 60s on Thursday, but I'm not sure if it will hang for that extra day, so we'll find out. But yeah, not a big deal tonight. Maybe a few of us will have to shove around an inch or two of snow, but even in the context of this winter, I can't make that a big deal.
Yeah, not at all. All right, thanks, Keith.